Hi everyone, good to see you again all. I hope you all will be fine. Please check Iraq latest news updates. Economic affairs researcher Muhammad Al-Saadi explained, on Tuesday, the extent to which it is possible to obtain oil revenues from importing countries directly without placing these funds with the U.S. Federal Bank. Al-Saadi told Al-Maalouma that China, India and other Asian countries import Iraqi oil in large quantities, but Iraq receives the revenues through the U.S. Federal Bank, which makes Washington an authority over those revenues. He added, the dollar, as an American currency prohibited in some countries, Iraq can benefit from such a procedure by selling oil in exchange for goods and raw materials needed by the Iraqi industry, or introducing companies from those countries and engaging them in the field of construction and project implementation. And he indicated that the continuation of selling oil in exchange for obtaining dollars may not be a good idea, as it is possible to obtain projects, goods instead of oil revenues in dollar currency. He pointed out that Iraq has large reserves of hard currency with the U.S. Federal Bank, and the Supreme Judicial Council in Iraq issued arrest warrants against former finance Minister Ali Alawi and 3 close associates of former Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhimi. The issuance of these arrest warrants comes against the backdrop of the theft of the century, which has sparked controversy in Iraq in recent months, where amounts estimated at $2.5 billion were stolen from the General Commission for Taxes, according to official sources. Iraq's Commission of Integrity (COI) disclosed last October details about the theft of more than 3.7 trillion Iraqi dinars, $2.53 billion from the General Commission for Taxes. The Iraqi judiciary issued arrest warrants for senior officials in the Ministry of Finance regarding this major breach and terrible abuse of public funds, as the COI mentioned in October. The head of the COI, Haider Hanan, announced earlier in August that procedures will be taken with Interpol to have red notices, which are requests to law enforcement worldwide to locate and provisionally arrest a person pending extradition, surrender, or similar legal action, published against former officials involved in the theft of the century. Hanan indicated that Iraq is seeking to extradite those involved in the theft from countries including the UAE, Turkey, Jordan and Saudi Arabia, and called on the United States and the United Kingdom to hand over the fugitive suspects. The head of the COI elaborated that each of those involved in the theft of the century received not less than $77 million, adding that it is a big crime where the number of suspects is more than 48. The Iraqi news agency INA reported in October that an internal investigation carried out by the Ministry of Finance found the money had been withdrawn from the account of the General Commission for Taxes at a state-owned bank. At that time, the Iraqi Prime Minister Muhammad Al-Saadi vowed to tackle endemic corruption in the country. We will not allow Iraqis' money to be robbed, Al-Saadi said via Twitter. The Rafadain Bank issued a statement in October confirming it has nothing to do with any manipulation or theft and is only responsible for cashing the checks issued by the General Commission for Taxes. A report mentioned that the vast sum of cash, equivalent to nearly 3.7 trillion Iraqi dinars, was stolen by 5 companies from the General Commission of Taxes. Account at Baghdad's Al Rafadain Bank between September 2021 and August 2022 through the cashing in of 247 checks issued by the Tax Directorate. And the Minister of Electricity presided over a significant meeting with a delegation from the UAE-based company Mazda. The company is planning solar power projects in Mason, The, Kar, Anbar, and Kirkuk. The minister highlighted the government's commitment to diversify energy sources and reduce reliance on gas and fossil fuels. He emphasized the ministry's dedication to addressing environmental pollution and climate change. He stressed the importance of long-term partnerships with the UAE, both governmental and investment-oriented, involving private and established companies. The minister expressed determination to implement these endeavors, especially with Mazda, a company with substantial regional and global presence. He discussed the possibility of identifying a starting point for renewable energy projects. Successes with companies such as TotalEnergies, Powerkina, and the Bilal Group, and their utilization of designated lands, were mentioned. He revealed that the ministry, in coordination with the Ministerial Energy Council and the Cabinet, worked to remove obstacles through strategic decisions. Key points for discussion were identified. Ministry's role as the negotiating and communicating entity. Timeframes and communication records with supporting entities. The joint meeting between the Electricity Ministry, National Investment Commission, and the company to understand commitments and specifications. The Mazda delegation appreciated the minister's transparency, commitment, and clarity. They conveyed the interest of the UAE Energy Ministry and government, expressing readiness to work cooperatively. They pledged adherence to investment regulations and established limits. Thanks, take care.